A lot of our burdens comes from the fear of the unknown, the fear of not knowing how things are going to work out in our life, the fear of not seeing a solution being produced in our life, the fear of not seeing God show up in that midst of this crisis that we're going through. The enemy will use that fear against us of not knowing what is unknown. So we're wondering, is there any future hope for ourselves? And I just come to give you the word. I just released a prophetic message called No Longer a Prisoner. Sometimes when we've been in captivity for so long that when God has released us, we still feel like we're in captivity because it's in our mind. God did exactly what he said he was going to do. He was going to show up right on time for you. But this is when you release yourself from the chains that have been around you. You are no longer a prisoner. This is why I say the battle is in the mind. Let's go into the scriptures to back up the prophetic message that I just released, because you're no longer a prisoner. You no longer have to fear. God is near. We're in Isaiah chapter 61. Good news to the oppressed. The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is upon me, for the Lord has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to comfort the brokenhearted and to proclaim that captives will be released and prisoners will be freed. He has sent me to tell those who mourn that the time of the Lord's favor has come. Come on now. And with that, the day of God's anger against their enemies. Listen, the fear of the unknown. This is why I tell people to stay in the scriptures. Just like God said, he's always on time. You are no longer a prisoner, and the enemy will no longer use fear against you because of the things that you may not know. But here is the thing. The word of God tells you what you need to know. Don't allow the enemy to use that against you. I know your back is up against the wall. You don't see a solution right now, but trust and believe, come on now, that there is a solution headed right towards you. All you have to do is wake up every day and your steps will be ordered by God. Come on now, you better catch them diamonds. Your steps are ordered. I know how it feels to be in a world where you feel like you're all alone, nobody to help you. You feel like you don't have any rescue, but God knows. All you have to do is have that faith and be faithful to God that he will pull you up and pick you out of that pit. Just like you, in my time of the trials and tribulations that I was going through, I felt and just knew in my mind that I was not going to make it. I seen no solution, no light. It was all dark. And when you look around for help, it's funny how it seems like nobody can help you because they're not in the position either. But all of that is on purpose so that you can see the glory of the Lord move in your life. That's what happened. I don't care what nobody say. I'm going to stick with Jesus. Come on now. I say I'm going to stick with Jesus and I'm going to stick with the word of God. Because when people forsake you, God is with you and nothing will break you. You better catch them diamonds. So you no longer have to fear what you don't know, because the scriptures will tell you what you need to know. You just have to make up in your mind that no matter what and no matter how long, you're going to stay with God. Stay with God. Don't miss it. Because every dark day that you go through, it is propelling you into the light that God has shining in your life, and your testimony will be powerful for the world. just for other people around you. What you're going through, you're going to be able to tell other people how you got through it. And that's why I'm here telling you how I got through it, because I know what it feels like. I lived it just like you. The fear of the unknown. You become an easier prey for the enemy and also for people when you don't stay in your scriptures, because the devil can tell you anything and put anything in your mind and sow those negative seeds of doubt when you don't know your word. The more I kept reading the scriptures, the more I learned to fight back with the word of God. So whenever I heard in my mind, you're not gonna make it, I say, oh, that's a lie. I used to think back on the things I prayed about, and I thought about how it came to pass. God brought a solution for that problem. So I used to say, don't just count your blessings, but count your problems. Because think about how many problems you had, and all of a sudden there was a solution. Something worked out some kind of way. Something worked. You see what I'm saying? This is an uphill battle, but there is a great reward. And I'm telling you this based on my own experience and others that also have this same, testimony. You got to stay in the word so you will know what's going on. And you got to be able to fight the enemy back. You got to be able to fight people back with scriptures, because they going to try you. Your life ain't changed. Where God at? He right here. And it's going to change. Every prisoner has a release date. You hear me? And you are no longer a prisoner. Do not hold yourself captive, because God said you have been released. Catch them diamonds.